What's going on, guys? This is Alexis Turan from The Viral Roofer, and this video right here is going to be a case study of me working with my client, Kyle Dotson from Affordable Home Solutions. This is how we grew his team of 13 to 53. This is specifically more so how we grew his team of canvassers. We also helped them get a collections specialist, office admin, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But we're not going to go into that. This is specifically his sales door knocking team, sales reps, canvassers, etc. So let's jump straight into it. Before we begin, there are some things that Kyle already had set in place that contributed to success. So I'm going to detail those as a way that you guys can ensure that if you want to work with me or you work with any hiring agency, you already have certain things in place to make it go that much more, smooth, right? So before we begin, I need to specify who this is for. This is for the roofing CEO that already has a door-to-door sales team with results. That's super key. So if you are a roofing CEO and your business is a month old, this is not going to be for you. Like, this is not going to work. Like, you already have to have sales reps on board. They already have to be generating revenue. Like, we need to use those testimonials and case studies in order to bring in and attract more people. You must have sales training for any new rep coming in. I know a lot of roofing CEOs that I've worked with, they say, yeah, I got training. And then we begin and we bring new people in for them. And they're like, well, let's just going to be sink or swim. Let's just kind of figure it out. That does not work, guys. I've seen it over and over and over. That does not work. That contributes to a high churn rate. People will leave no matter what you pay them. If there is no support, if there's no great culture, people will not stay with the company. Putting people on a sink or swim basis, it's like, I don't know, like I just don't, even just using common sense, like that's not a recipe for a winning team. I don't know why so many roofers do it. I mean, honestly, I think it's just because they don't have good training systems. That's a whole nother conversation, but you must have training systems in place. And when I say training systems, like you don't have to hold workshops every single day. At least have a library of videos that you can send people that they can watch so they can have an idea on what they're pitching, how it works, how to close, how to deal with objections, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Like that support is key. If you do not have that, before you contact any recruitment agency, that is what you need to be working on first. Again, this is for canvassers, okay? So last but not least, you must have a budget for advertising. And when I say budget, I do not mean $100 here, $100 there. I mean $3,500 a month at least to bring these new people in, okay? Like, I don't know, like so many roofers I talk to, they're just like, oh, like I just don't want to spend the money. Listen, I know roofing CEOs that are spending about $15,000 a month on Indeed, and we're killing them. So if they're spending $15,000 a month, and I'm telling you to spend $3,500 on your advertising budget, that's not even that's I think that's like a quarter, probably a little less than a quarter. It's like if you can't even do that, then I mean I don't really know what to tell you, right? So I mean the average door-to-door sales rep, once they're caught up to speed, once they have training, they bring about $500K to a roofing company. On average, right? Some a little bit less, some a little bit more, but on average, they bring $500K to a roofing company. So to make $500K after only spending $3,500, it's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer, okay? Like, if you can't do that, then I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. So if you don't check off the boxes that I mentioned above, then this is not for you, okay? Like if you don't have training, if you don't already have sales reps getting great results, if you don't have any, a budget for advertising, you don't have decent onboarding processes, like this is not going to work. We're going to bring you a ton of people and you're not going to know what to do with them. And they're all going to quit within the first 10 days. Okay. Like this is very important. You have to have these things. But if you do have these things already, then let's get started. Let's get into the video. This strategy that I've done with Kyle, it will draw more eyes to your company while also building a predictable and consistent recruiting pipeline. Building a team of canvassers from a modest 13 to an impressive 53, it requires strategic planning, strong leadership, and a clear vision. Mind you, we did all that in not a lot of time, literally in about 2 months, give or take. More like 1.5 months, maybe like 6 weeks, but we can say 2 months just to be sure. And listen, I know what all marketers say. I'm a marketer myself. All the marketers say, hey, if you want to scale your roofing business, run ads. Roofers, I can promise you 12 appointments a day or your money back, blah, 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 blah. Trust me, I see all the ads, right? And these are just marketers selling to roofers. But these are not marketers who have actually worked inside of roofing companies like myself. I know what works and what does not work. The truth is, no one buys a roof off of content. It just doesn't make sense. Like, no one's going to spend, retail or insurance, they're not going to spend $30,000, $20,000 because they saw a TikTok reel. That's just not how it works. It would take an immensely long and intense nurture sequence that would probably take about a year. You know what would sell the roof faster? Just knocking on the door. Even with call centers, because I've seen them. I know guys who own call centers. Even with that, it's a volume game. I talk to them. I speak with call center owners. That's exactly what they say. Volume, high amounts of volume. For every 10 phone calls, maybe 1 or 2 set an appointment. And even then, you don't even know if that roof qualifies. You're literally just setting an appointment. So you know what can set the appointment easier and probably get a better qualified lead? Knocking on doors. That's why building a strong canvassing team is the number one way to grow your roofing business. Now, creating an effective canvassing team does take work, right? Our focus solely wasn't on just numbers. I mean, that's what a lot of guys kind of get wrong. They just want volume. And yeah, volume is very important, but you have to develop a group of individuals who believe in your vision, understand your values, and they're motivated to perform at high levels. Door knocking is not easy. It's not easy. It's easy, but it takes guts. So for someone to do that for you, day in, day out, get the door slammed in their face, you have to motivate them to perform at high levels. They have to be invested in your company. So through a combination of targeted recruiting, robust training, and fostering a team culture centered around excellence and collaboration, we're able to attract talented individuals who are eager to make a difference. We also invested in ongoing support for them, right? We've refined our training programs and we implemented incentive structures that rewarded performance and growth. We incentivize and push them to be their best selves. This approach not only expanded our canvassing team, but also built a motivated and resilient group capable of achieving remarkable results. And here's how we did it. Cool. This is how we built Kyle Donson Affordable Home Solutions. This is how we built his canvassing team, just right here. And I'm going to show you examples of everything that worked. First things first, a proper landing page. Okay. A well-crafted landing page is crucial for recruiting top talent, especially in a competitive landscape where candidates are looking for not just a job, but the right team and culture fit, right? Like, it's getting harder and harder and harder to get people to come work for you, much less these door-to-door companies, right? Because I feel like there's a new roofing company every single day. So you have to make sure that you incentivize these people. And when they come to you, they have to see them, they have to envision themselves working for you. That's where company culture, company brand, all that comes into play. And the recruitment page, it serves as the first impression, showcasing the culture, values, and achievements of the team, which are key factors in building trust and attracting the right applicants, right? That landing page itself is going to filter out already pre-qualified who's a good fit for your company and who's not. A recruitment page offers a glimpse into the company's daily life, team dynamics, and growth opportunities. When done right, this page shows off your team culture, values, and results. That way people see that You're just not another roofing company. You're a team that's driven, supportive, and committed to growth. Pictures of the crew. And here I'm going to show you, by the way, like examples of, this is Kyle's landing page. Feel free to copy it. A lot of people copy us. It's cool. We're constantly tweaking. So if you copy us, you're probably copying some old stuff. It is what it is. But this is, pictures of the crew, stories of team success, real examples of work. All this stuff helps future recruits imagine themselves working for you, and they can understand the impact that they can make for you and your company, and more importantly, themselves. Let's be honest, guys. Like, a lot of roofing companies are two chucks in a truck and very low trust. You hear stories of, scamming their sales reps, not paying the commission, scamming homeowners. Like, there's very low trust in roofing companies. So right away, we have to show them, hey, listen, we are not like them and they are not like us. We are a great company. We have this, we have that. Like, this is the first barrier of entry. And this is your first selling point, to be honest. So by highlighting the page with core values and showcasing a supportive, achievement-oriented environment, the landing page becomes a super powerful tool that attracts candidates who connect with the company's vision to further sell that they're joining the right team. If you look here, guys, on Kyle's landing page, we have a video where it explains the company, people working for the company, what we do, the results we've gotten. Like this right here, it really, really sells the position. But then further down, if you scroll down, we have, photos of training, photos of our, ceremonies that we hold, commission checks, success stories, not just of the sales reps, of just people who work there in general, right? Even some office admins, they talk about how much they love working for this company. Like, it's, guys, like, this overall just sells not just the position, but the company itself. Like, we are a great company to be at. Second thing here that helps is hyper-targeted meta ads, right? Hyper-targeted meta ads are a game changer when it comes to recruiting. With these ads, you can tailor the message to speak directly to potential recruits, calling out qualities or values that would attract them to your team. Based on our research, personalized ads increase engagement by up to 50% compared to generic ones. And that's the mistake that a lot of roofers make, right? I see, trust me, I see the ads, I see the content. A lot of roofers, they'll just post like a photo where say, hey, looking for sales reps, roofing company looking for sales reps. Very basic, very generic. It just doesn't. The only people who are going to be attracted to that are people who already know what a roofing company does, who's probably already a sales rep, which on paper it sounds great, but in reality, it's like these are company hoppers, right? They probably applied to 12 other companies and they're just kind of vetting their options. And this is not really the people that are going to be invested in you. They're really just looking for a paycheck. So you have to personalize these meta ads. So like if a potential recruit feels like an ad is speaking directly to them, calling out specific skills, goals, or values that they hold, they're more likely to stop scrolling, click through, and seriously consider the opportunity. It's like a light bulb moment, right? They see themselves in the ad, which makes them think, hey, this team understands me. I can see myself working here, right? Because it's not just about the money, it's about the company. And from there, once people click on your ad, they fill out their information, we qualify these people and we send them to the landing page, which further reinforces their beliefs in the company and sells the culture, the success, and the opportunity as a gold mine, right? So we sell them in the ad, right? We get their attention, quickly, briefly sell them. They enter our funnel. We just very briefly, again, pre-qualify them, just kind of check the temperature, see if they're really interested. If they are really interested, we send them to the landing page where we further sell the company. It's just sell, sell, sell. So that's one way, right? So another way that we attract candidates are Indeed ads, well-written Indeed ads. Everyone does Indeed, right? All roofers do Indeed, all sales companies do Indeed, but they do it wrong, okay? Well-written, hyper-targeted Indeed ads are essential in recruiting because they do more than just announce a job opening. They set the tone for who you are and they attract the right candidates from the start. A clear, well-crafted Indeed ad catches the right person's attention while also weeding out those who aren't a good fit, right? When the ad creative is straightforward, concise, and focused on what really matters, It calls the right candidate and gets them excited about applying. Highlighting things like team culture, core values, growth opportunities, and what makes your company different, it helps candidates see exactly what they can expect. And it makes them feel confident about joining a team that shares their goals and value. Again, see guys, like we don't just lead with money. If you lead with money, you're going to get hoes, H-O-E, hasty, opportunistic employees. That is not what you want. You want people who are invested in the company, in the vision, and you. A well-targeted Indeed ad improves the quality of applicants. We perform extensive research on where the best candidates come from. Yes, that's a real thing. I do research, like what cities, what neighborhoods, what areas, what counties, what zip codes, where do these candidates come from? More likely that can become door knockers, that have that resilience, that grit, that personality. And, we usually find out where they come from and we target those areas. Instead of sifting through countless resumes from people who may not fit, we receive applications from individuals who are genuinely interested and have the right skills. Not just the right skills, but the right personality. Further again, once we find the right candidates, we send them to the landing page, right? There's a theme here, there's a pattern. We send them to the landing page to further sell the opportunity and educate them on the company before they even hop on the call. So in a nutshell, we catch their attention of the non-suspecting through meta ads, and we sell them on the landing page. We catch the attention of the interested through Indeed, because if you're on Indeed, you're looking for a job. So we catch the attention of the interested, and we sell them on the landing page. And, you may ask, well, why can't we just do it all in Indeed? If Indeed's they're interested, why don't we just stick to Indeed? Why are we doing the non-suspecting on meta ads, right? Non-suspecting doesn't even sound good. Why are we wasting time? Well, this is the truth. We want to keep our pipeline full. Canvassers have a notoriously high churn rate. 2 out of 3 don't make it past the first 30 days. So it's always better to interview 10 as opposed to interviewing 5. Now, if we look at the statistics, and this is real statistics that I researched, for Indeed, for door knocking or canvassing positions, no-show rates are often 40 to 50% on average. Sometimes a little higher. It depends what city you're in. But no-show rates are about 40, 50%. So out of every 10 that apply, only about 5 show up to the interview. And maybe out of those 5, 2 are actually qualified to join your company. Just the nature of the business, right? Like it is what it is. As far as meta goes, for door knocking or canvassing positions, no-show rates average around 20 to 30%. So you get better quality there, right? More people show up. And the difference is because hyper-targeted meta ads tend to reach individuals who are more aligned with the role's specific qualities and requirements. Like if you're not suspecting doesn't mean you're not interested. Not suspecting means you're literally just not really like looking. But if something smacks you across the head and it's the right company, right offer, they're speaking the right language, you're going to click. You're going to click, right? Like you're going to click on the ad. Curious. Even if you're not looking for a job, you're going to click on the ad. So just because they aren't currently searching doesn't mean they're not interested. Same way you can shoulder tap a canvasser from another company in the middle of a neighborhood blitz, you can also digitally shoulder tap a canvasser scrolling through his phone. I'm sure you guys have done it, right? Like roofers are notorious for this. You see a kid, you see he's got some spunk and he's in the neighborhood door knocking, and you're like, I wonder what company he works for. I wonder, you start wondering, and maybe you ride by in your truck and you're like, hey man, come work for us. See, that right there, he's a non-suspecting applicant. He wasn't looking. He was trying to do his job. He was minding his business, and you shoulder tapped him. The same way you did that, we digitally do that. Same thing, same concept. Last but not least, the last piece of the puzzle is the follow-up. This is the most important part. This is our secret sauce, and this is how we ensure that people show up to the call. Because, as I'm sure you know, just because someone's interested does not mean they are invested. There's 2 ways that we follow up with someone that's interested and make them invested. And those are touch points and anchors. All right, I'm gonna say it again. Touch points and anchors. That's how we ensure they're interested. They're not just interested, they are invested. Touch points are just automated follow-ups. People tend to ignore them. So we implement a strict, intense process that becomes not only like difficult to ignore, but also sells them on the opportunity. We do this, with testimonials, which is why it's important for you already to have sales reps who are getting results, because we need these testimonials. It's one thing for you to sell them on the company. It's one thing for me to sell them on the company, but it's another thing when the other sales rep sells them on the position, because that they're going to look at them and be like, I can be like them. So if they're doing good, they're crushing it. It's always important to get testimonials, whether it's just, a photo, a video, a quick write-up, whatever. We need something that shows that, hey, listen, working for us is great, not just for us, but for you as well. The applicant sees another rep crushing it. They're like, damn, I can do that. I can get there. This will push them over the edge of leaving their workplace for you. This is very important. If we are going to digitally shoulder tap people who are already door knocking for a company, we need to sell them harder. We need it, because for someone to leave their roofing company to come work for you, or their solar company to come work for you, it's not an easy sell. They're already in a place where they have a rhythm, they have a culture, they have a feel of things. For them to leave that to come to work for you, it's a little harder to sell, and it's possible. We've done it, but again, we need proof. We need more proof. Anchors are the manual touch points delivered in a way where we hold them accountable. These can be done by, recruiting officer or even an admin. Us working with Kyle, we did it, obviously. Something as simple, it could be like a phone call or a quick text message. And, the sauce is we deliver it in a way where they have to answer, right? We kind of put them between a rock and a hard place. There's like a certain way we phrase things to make them answer. The purpose is to make them responsible for the outcome of their future, therefore pushing them to respond and, more importantly, show up, right? We humans are emotional creatures. We make decisions based on our feelings and then justify them with logic. Tapping into emotions is a powerful way to make people remember your company and, more importantly, join. We have follow-up sequences for everything. You opted into our ad, we have a follow-up sequence. You found us on Indeed, we have a follow-up sequence. You booked a group call, we have a follow-up sequence. You have a one-on-one, we have a follow-up sequence. You missed the group call, we have a follow-up sequence. You showed up to the one-on-one call, you're gonna come into our training, we have a follow-up sequence. Same way you guys do neighborhood blitzes, we do digital blitzes, where we just on you all day, every day. We get very annoying. But I would rather be annoying and get an answer out of someone than be a little bit reserved and no answer. They ghost us. That's not what we want. We want an answer. It's either a yes or a no. Either way, we want an answer. Yes, follow-ups take time, but follow-ups are keys to success. Like, this is really what makes us us. Like, again, guys, you can do all this yourself. I mean, look, matter of fact, let me show you the follow-up sequence we have for Kyle's company. It's 10-day blitzes, and we're actually going to bump this up. I'm not going to say what. I don't want people to steal our sauce, but steal our old sauce, right? We have a 10-day blitz where when people opt in, we're just hammering them over the head for 10 days in a row. Just emails, texts, emails, texts, emails, texts. So, closing thoughts. Obviously, this is scraping the surface. There's way more that you can add to the funnel. You may have a clear vision now on how to quickly and predictably scale your canvassing team. Still may have some questions about implementation. I mean, obviously, it's one thing to hear of what's being done, but it's another thing to actually do it. It involves a lot of just know-how, just a lot of wisdom, knowledge, knowing tech, etc. You have two options in front of you. Option one is to just ignore everything you learned here today and continue doing what you've been doing to try and grow your door-to-door team. Right? Keep doing what you're doing. Ignore me. But where would that leave you, right? You probably won't take action on anything. You know it's going to be an incredible amount of work, and the results you would get using an effective recruitment funnel also don't sound real in your mind, right? You're probably like, damn, how can you do that? How can you get so many canvassers on your team? It's hard getting people. That's okay. The good news is, at least now you know the formula, and you just need to kind of implement it and with your team, figure it out, try it out, right? You can take this whole little thing, this little framework that I gave you, you can try it out and go. That's option one. Option two, which is what I highly recommend you can do, is schedule an interview with me, right? Click on the link, right? There's a link somewhere around here. Book a call, get on a call with me. And, I'm not going to try to sell you. I'm not a super salesy guy. If you're not in a position to comfortably afford our services, I won't offer anything to you. Again, there are a lot of things that we covered above, where it's like if you don't hit these, you don't qualify, right? So again, you must have good sales training that has provided great results to your reps. You must not have the personality of a rock, right? If we're going to get on a group call and sell your company, sell your vision, I can only do so much. You essentially, or an admin or whoever you or a manager has to come on and sell as well. You have to sell the company. And if you're, again, the personality of a rock, it's not going to work, right? No one's going to want to work for you. You must be an action taker. This is key, right? And you must want long-term results. Guys, this is not like a one-day thing. My beginning contract is a 3-month contract. So you have to understand that this does take time. We can get you canvassers that first month, but to build out your company brand to where it becomes a magnet for people to come work for you, that is going to take time. Just being very upfront. We're not going to get that done in the first day, the first week. So if this sounds like you and you understand what, you like what you've heard, you've seen that it works, you are, maybe you have more questions, maybe you kind of want to know a little bit more about the process, hit the link, book a call, let's get on the call, let's talk. With that, I want to personally thank you for taking the time to go through this framework with me. It shows that you will make it far in your business, right? That means you're trying to learn, that means you're trying, and you're always hungry to learn how you can grow your roofing business. So again, book a call, thank you. Let's chat more. See you there. Thank you for your time. Let's fucking go.